Greetings, this is Hyacinth Myers, founder of Empower 7. Today on this podcast and also on this YouTube video, I'm doing my episode, This Is Your Life. And this will be a short, less than 3-minute video. I think today I'm going to talk briefly about why your life matters actually. And I think we can't ignore really what's happened in the last week. For me personally, I know a lot of people are saying George Floyd's name, the man who was actually murdered in front of people by the police officer, but we cannot forget all of the hundreds, actually, if not thousands of others who have been killed due to not only police brutality, but just racism. Anyway, we can go as far back as slavery if you want to go that far, when people were enslaved, but also afterwards, after slavery was abolished, and we are still seeing modern day lynchings. It's not a subject I normally touch on, but for me, I'm working with people that have been through adversity, and especially I focus on women. And as a woman, a black woman myself, I'm actually mixed race with a white mother and a black Jamaican father. We actually can't ignore these structures and institutional racism anymore. We know that we have inequalities in health, education and housing, also in policing, which we are seeing time and time again. And I really do believe that because of this lockdown, that is the only reason why the world has really stood up and taken notice, because we have had many young black men as well as children, teenagers, brutalised and murdered at the hands of the police. And most people, it doesn't really make news like this. I think now the outrage is because people are locked up, they are having more time to look at things like media, messages, and they're actually really having a deep time to reflect. So for me, I just think this is probably a time of breaking down old systems, structures and institutions that were not actually serving everybody. England and the UK love to say that there isn't racism, but I know that many of you know deep down there definitely is in all structures. We see it in our schooling system, still with our black boys being at a severe disadvantage. We see it in the prison system and the courts, as well as policing, and we definitely see it in housing, as well as other educational establishments, and definitely in health. I mean, even with COVID-19 now, we're seeing it in health. So knowing that these situations arise, but also that these institutions are not serving, I think is perfect time actually to get this discussion and the conversation going. So for me on This Is Your Life, just think about taking back power over your life. We have so many conversations now in workplaces I am seeing popping up. Now people are ready to listen to what is really happening out there. We are forming allies with our brothers and sisters from other races, which we know actually is the only way for us as one humanity to move forward. I think it's what we have been asking for a very long time, just to be seen as equals, and conversations are at least starting, so that's a starting point now. Yeah, and just for anybody else, just remember that overcoming adversity is not just about a situation. It's sometimes, for people who are black people especially, it's about everyday living. It's about overcoming situations every day. If you're working, it's about overcoming not being promoted, constantly being undermined by your peers, racist comments that are said in jest. It carries over in all situations actually, and all spheres of our life. So as people are jumping on the bandwagon, all Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter, I'm just actually going to say to you, remember that this is your life and this is now the time for change. So I look forward to speaking with you next week. Look out for the video that's out this Thursday that will be around carers, making carers visible, and specifically I will be on a live Instagram live talking about black carers especially. So take care for now and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.